Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 6. It is round 9. Let's go to the first game. It is the match of the round. It's Melbourne versus Richmond at the MCG. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter's done. 1 point the difference. Richmond 5-4, 34 to Melbourne 5-5, 35. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter. Pretty much even. Melbourne, they kick 6 goals, 1 to Richmond 5-5. And it is 2 points at halftime. Melbourne 72 to Richmond 69. Third quarter. Richmond won it by a point. They kick 6-2 to Melbourne 6-1. And at 3-quarter time, it is 2 points the difference. Melbourne 17-7, 109 to Richmond 16-11, 107. All right, let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Melbourne have won by 13 points. They kick 6 goals, 4 to Richmond, 4 goals, 5. Let's go to the next game. It is North Melbourne versus Western Bulldogs. Let's go to the first quarter. Western Bulldogs, they kick 4-4, 28 to North Melbourne 2-6, 18. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, Bulldogs, they've kicked 3 goals, 3 to North Melbourne, 1 goal, 2. And at halftime, Western Bulldogs are leading by 23 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, North Melbourne, they've hit back after halftime. They've kicked 6 goals, 1 to Western Bulldogs, 3 goals, 6. And at 3-quarter time, Western Bulldogs are still in front by 10 points. Let's go to the last quarter. In the last quarter, Western Bulldogs, they've won by 28 points. They kick 6 goals, 4 to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 4. Final scores, North Melbourne 12-13, 85 to Western Bulldogs 16-17, 113. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Hawthorn versus Gold Coast Suns at Marvel Stadium. Hawthorn, they're just in front by 2 points, 33-31. Second quarter, Hawthorn, they've kicked 6 goals, 3 to Gold Coast, 3 goals, 6. And at halftime, Hawthorn are leading by 17 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Hawthorn, they've kicked 3 goals, 2 to Gold Coast, 1-5. And at 3-quarter time, Gold Coast are down by 26 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Hawthorn won by 21 points. They kicked 1 goal, 5 to Gold Coast, 2 goals, 4. Final scores, Hawthorn 15-13, 103 to Gold Coast 11-16, 82. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Brisbane versus Adelaide at the Gabba. Adelaide, they've kicked 6 goals, 4, 40 to Brisbane, 4 goals, 4, 28. Adelaide are in front by 12 points. Second quarter, Brisbane have kicked 5 goals, 5 to Adelaide, 1-2. And at halftime, Brisbane are leading by 15 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, very even. Adelaide won it by a point. They kicked 1-5 to Brisbane, 1-4. 14 points the difference to Brisbane at 3-quarter time. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Adelaide, they kicked 5 goals, 5 to Brisbane, 4-2. But in the end, Brisbane have just won by 5 points. Final scores, Brisbane 14-15, 99 to Adelaide 13-16, 94. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Collingwood versus Essendon at the MCG. First quarter, Essendon, they've kicked 5-4 to Collingwood, 3-2. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, even, 3 goals, 2 apiece. Halftime, Essendon are leading by 14 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Collingwood, they kick 6 goals, 5 to Essendon, 1-2. And at 3-quarter time, Essendon are down by 19 points. Let's go to the last quarter. In the last quarter, Collingwood have won by 7 points. Essendon, they kicked 3 goals, 1 to Collingwood, 1 goal, 1 in that last quarter. But in the end, Collingwood got over the line by 7 points. Collingwood final score 13-10, 88. Essendon 12-9, 81. All right, let's go to the next game. It is GWS Giants versus St Kilda at Giant Stadium. We've got St Kilda. They kicked 5 goals, 4, 34. The Giants 2 goals, 2, 14 in that first quarter. St Kilda up by 20 points. Very even in the second quarter. Giants kicked 4 goals, 6 to St Kilda, 4-1. 15 points the difference to St Kilda at halftime. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter Giants, they've kicked 3 goals, 6 to St Kilda, 3 goals, 2. And at 3-quarter time, St Kilda are in front by 11 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Last quarter, St Kilda have won by 11 points. It was 4 goals, 3 apiece in that last quarter. Giants final scores 13-17. Final scores, GWS Giants 13-17, 95 to St Kilda, 16-10, 106. All right, let's go to the next game. It is St Kilda versus Geelong at the SCG. Let's go to the first quarter. In the first quarter, 3-1 apiece, 3-1, 19. In the first quarter, let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, Sydney have kicked 5 goals, 4 to Geelong, 3 goals, 3. And at halftime, Sydney are in front by 13 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Sydney have kicked 6 goals, 1 to Geelong, 3 goals, 3. At 3-quarter time, Geelong are down by 29 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Last quarter, Sydney have won by 48 points. They kick 6 goals, 4 to Geelong, 3 goals, 3 in the last quarter. Sydney final score 20 goals, 10, 130 to Geelong, 12 goals, 10, 82. All right, let's go to the next game. It is the Western Derby. It's the West Coast Eagles versus Fremantle at Optus Stadium. We've got Fremantle. They've kicked 6 goals, 2, 38 to West Coast, 1 goal to 8 in that first quarter. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, West Coast have kicked 6 goals, 3 to Fremantle, 3 goals, 3. And at halftime, West Coast are down by 12 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Fremantle, they've kicked 5 goals, 5 to West Coast, 2 goals, 5. And at 3-quarter time, Fremantle are up by 30 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Last quarter, Fremantle, they've won by 50 points. They kicked 6 goals, 3 to West Coast, 3 goals, 1. And the final scores, West Coast, 12 goals, 11, 83 to Fremantle, 20 goals, 13, 133. All right, let's go to the last game of the round. It's Port Adelaide versus Carlton at Adelaide Oval. We've got Carlton. They've kicked 6 goals, 3, 39 to Port Adelaide, 5-5 in that first quarter. It's 4 points of difference Carlton's way. Second quarter, very even. Carlton have won by a point, 1-3 to Port Adelaide, 1-2. It's 5 points of difference at halftime. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Port Adelaide, they've kicked 4 goals, 3 to Carlton, 1 goal, 2. 14 points to Port Adelaide. They're in front. They're looking like they may get their win to probably get off the bottom of the ladder. All right, let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Carlton have won by 8 points. They came back from 14 points down. They kicked 4 goals, 6 to Port Adelaide, 1-2 in that last quarter. Final scores: Port Adelaide 11-12, 78 to Carlton 12-14, 86. All right. So that keeps Port Adelaide on the bottom of the ladder. All right. That concludes round 9. We've got the next match of the round in round 10 is St Kilda versus Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. All right. We've got new leader. We've got Hawthorn on top. They've got 7 wins, 2 losses. We've got Melbourne second, St Kilda third, and then we've got Sydney fourth to round out the top 4. And then we've got West Coast in 5th, Carlton in 6th, Richmond in 7th, and Western Bulldogs in 8th spot. And then we've got Port Adelaide on the bottom of the ladder. All right, let's go to the round by round, and we'll see the winning streak. St Kilda has a winning streak of 7 wins, which takes them into the top 4. The first 2 rounds they lost, but since then they've won every game. We've got Melbourne on a 5-game winning streak, and we've got Carlton on a 4-game winning streak. So that gives you an insight of where teams have come from. St Kilda's the informed side. They've won 7 in a row. So they're in contention. We had West Coast and Richmond. They were in the top 2 for the first start of the season, but they've dropped off. We've got some awesome games in the in round 10. We've got West Coast and Carlton both on 6 wins, 3 losses. As I mentioned, the match of the round in round 10 is St Kilda versus Melbourne, Marvel Stadium. It's 2nd versus 3rd in the comp. So that concludes round 9. We'll see you next time on Tuesday, the 20th of August for round 10.